Welcome back, it's you again. In this episode we will cover the changes in psychology from 2nd to the 3rd edition of the 9th Age. The big change in how psychology will function in 3rd edition is the division of what was previously called discipline into two distinct parts, courage and command. Courage is still part of the unit's characteristics profile and it replaces discipline. For instance, a typical human has courage 7. When taking a courage test, you roll 2 dice, trying to not roll above your courage value, just like the old discipline tests. Courage is used for break tests, for rally tests, and for panic tests. Command tests, however, function quite differently. You roll 1d6, and if you roll 4 or above, you pass the test. Command tests are used for redirecting charges, performing combat reforms, and restraining pursuit. There are various model rules that can affect command tests, such as disciplined, mindless, musician, and unruly. We'll cover these in details in the model rules episode. Changes to break tests was already detailed in the melee phase episode. Now let's look closer at the changes to panic tests. First, you only take panic tests if an enemy causes the damage. For example, you no longer take panic tests from dangerous terrain tests or any self-inflicted damage. Second, you no longer take a panic test if a friendly unit within 6 inches is wiped out. This will allow for tighter formations without constantly measuring the 6-inch panic range. Third, single models now take panic tests when they lose a quarter of their HP, another new rule to streamline the gameplay. And fourth and lastly, if you fail a panic test, your unit becomes shaken, but it doesn't perform a flee move immediately. This change is aimed to reduce the risk of games being decided early when an expensive unit fails a panic test and runs off the board. Shaking units can't perform any voluntary actions, with one exception, which is that they can choose charge reactions, either hold or flee. As explained in other episodes, shaken units in combats are removed as casualties, and shaken units must pass a rally test in the rally phase to stop being shaken. The flee move is done first when failing the rally test. You can check the shooting and rally phase episode for more information on that. Flee moves remain similar to before. The unit is rotated to face away from the nearest enemy and then moves 2d6 inches, and the unit that performs a flee move becomes shaken. Note that this means that the unit can change their flee direction each time they fail a rally test. If a decimated unit performs a flee move, it is instantly removed as a casualty. Being decimated remains the same as before, meaning the unit is at 25% or less of its starting HP. These decimated rules replaces the old rule for half discipline for rally tests. An important note here, the decimated rules are applied to individual units as defined on the army list. This means that the rank and file part of a unit can be decimated while an unharmed character joined to the unit is not. In that case, only the rank and file models would be removed when the unit performs a flee move. The character would be left alive and still on the table. And that wraps up the psychology chapter and its changes. Thank you for watching.